What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I am getting Lost Soul Aside. This is a video series I do where I talk about an upcoming game and talk about where I stand on it, if I'm getting it, not getting it, or I'm somewhere in between. Kind of been on a roll, the last couple of videos. Look, I feel pretty okay about this game. I don't want to say like I feel all that amazing. Look, this game can still go a lot of different ways, but what I can say, I think pretty definitively, is this is the most excited I've been for the game. The last couple weeks, especially if you just watch even the videos on my channel, and those reflect what we've heard about the game. The game's gone through this very up and down kind of thing online, where we've heard some negative stuff, and then there's some rumors that weren't so positive, and then they showed the weapons trailer a little while ago, and that trailer looks awesome, and it's like back forth. Also, we're the closest we've ever been, right? The game has gone gold, like it's for sure happening, which is kind of a miracle in and of itself. So we've never been this close. It's never felt more real, and with that does bring, I think, just general excitement. And I think that's kind of where I'm at. Like, the game looks good, even beyond what we've kind of heard of it. I think just what we've seen, whether it's gameplay or the cinematics, or we've heard a little bit more of like a linear kind of thing with the game. I think it's really always looked quite good. As we've gotten closer and closer, it's had to like round into form, right? Like what it's going to look like 5-6 years ago. And you can go back and watch those videos of some of the earliest stuff on this game to now. And I'm just overall looking for a solid game. And I think if I set my expectations there, I feel like I should be good. I think to go in expecting, the greatest thing of all time. Look, even beyond the rumor, and I said this, in those videos, like the rumors of, hey, don't set your expectations too high. It's more of a AA versus a AAA game. To be honest with you, I've always looked at this as like, and we've talked about it before, like this is that Final Fantasy versus 13 that we never got. It looks Final Fantasy, it looks Devil May Cry, it's got its influences, and I think it wears it very proudly. It's trying to do things and maybe blend different things that hasn't been done before, but maybe the elements have been done, right? And I think as long as it does it in a solid form, if the story is overall good, if the combat's overall good, like I don't think anything needs to be outstanding. I think, and maybe it's just kind of where I'm at with this game having been around for so long, and I mean, we all know, the development story. It's a feel-good story. I think you look at any trailer for this game, any piece of media, it's showing it off. And some of the very first comments you're going to read is just, you're kind of rooting for a win for this guy, right? Like it's been a passion project turned into, PlayStation kind of sees it and sees something in it. And, it's really, again, rounded into form over the last maybe 3, 4, 5 years. You want a feel-good story. You want this game to be good. Now, here's the deal. They're charging money. This is not a free product. And so, you can talk about the art as we have, but, it's a product and you're charging money for it. It's got to be a certain quality level. But I've liked what I've seen, and I think in all of these videos, like I said, even the rumor videos, I think I've always said I kind of expect this game to maybe do a few things really well and then everything else solid. And that's kind of the baseline. Like, even we were leading into, and this is a different type of game than this, but like a Kena Bridge of Spirits or any of these. And honestly, I will say AA type games. Whenever I go into a AA type game, my expectation is always, okay, do a couple things that blow me away, right? Something that really can only be done, maybe, with AA, because you have that kind of creativity and like you can take those risks, right? Throw something out there. Throw something out that really surprises me. And then, yeah, to expect it to be the most well-rounded masterpiece is honestly, for games like this, now you could call it whatever you want, AA, AAA. It's a game from a very small team, originally just one person, and then who even knows how big the team is now. Not very big. Are you expecting it to be the most well-rounded thing of all time? No. I'm expecting, again, it to do a couple things that stand out. Maybe like a cliche, but a really solid story. Visually, you can look at any of the visuals and the gameplay or any kind of cutscene type thing. Like, the game looks like a standout game. So I'm expecting that to kind of be high up there. The combat, I want to say I've gone back and forth. I don't really think that's true. The combat's looked good. The one thing I'm kind of worried about is more of like the spongy enemies. That was even one, I think there was like a Chinese preview, and I think maybe I did a video on that. And the one thing negative that I would take away from that one is it looks flashy. It looks cool. Again, it does look like a nice mix of Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry. But, are the enemies going to be so kind of spongy where you're, look, if you're standing there and you're striking the enemy for like 2 minutes, eventually it doesn't look so cool, right? Eventually it's just not very fun to look at because you're just there. So, again, and that's something that maybe, the visual stuff is the huge positive, and then it's, why would it be more of a solid thing? Well, it's maybe not the most fun thing to actually play. Just throwing it out there as an example, I don't know. But again, I mean, we're so freaking close. It's been a long time coming. I think maybe I've said this even in comments, like, I just want to get it to try it out. That's really, above, we've talked about videos. I've done videos for like Metal Gear, and, we're doing like Chronos The New Dawn coming up next week. There's a lot of games that are coming up in August, September, October, a ton, like 20, 30 games that I honestly want to get. This is a game of like wonder where it's everything I just said, but also just like show me something, like I want to believe in you. I want to support it. I am going to support it. Show me what you got. And I mean, curiosity might be another word, to use, right? But just, it's been around for so long. It's almost like this mythical thing that I think many people thought we would never get, and we're finally getting it. So just, again, show something, do a couple things really, really well. If the rest of the game is average, like, this could be one of those like really good 7 out of 10 games, right? It gets a 7 out of 10, but again, it excels at a couple really, really nice things. I kind of would be cool with that, to be honest with you. So we'll see how it all shakes out, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.